Fortunately, he made the right choice. And so my parents survived. My parents survived because somebody cared. Somebody was willing to help. Somebody saw. Thousands, millions saw. They did nothing. Millions saw and participated. This person did not. This Christian woman said, I must do something. I am my brother's keeper. And so she stuck her neck out, saved 2 human beings. We refer to her as the righteous of the nations. Of the 500 million people that were involved, living all over the world, they could have helped. She was one of those few who did. In fact, if you go to Jerusalem today and you go to a place called Yad Vashem, which is the Holocaust Memorial in Jerusalem, as you go through the museum there, which I recommend highly because it's an excellent place, as you walk out, what you will see is trees. That's so unusual to see trees. But near each tree, next to each tree is a name. A name of a person who saved a Jew. That tree, that name, gives honor to those who picked themselves up and looked at the evil and said, I need to do something. In Hebrew, it's referred to as the Chassideim HaOlam, the righteous of this world. They're Christians from Poland and from Hungary and from Denmark. Ordinary people. Some of them saved hundreds. Mrs. Farkas, this wonderful Seventh-day Adventist Christian woman, saved my parents. Do you know what that meant to me? A 15-year-old comes home from hell and his parents. And so my message to you is this. When we see evil, when we see demonization, when we see oppression, when we see hatred, we cannot stand by and do nothing. We need to emulate, we need to be like this wonderful Seventh-day Adventist and the 30,000 others. Because we can do something. It is now 65, 70 years later. The Jewish people are besieged with hatred. They're demonized. The president of Iran, who is presently in New York, has sworn that he will destroy the 6 million Jews living in Israel. Jews are being demonized again. 6 million. The same people who provide health care for anybody and everybody, not only in their country, not only Jews, but Arabs and anybody else. If anybody has a very sick child in Jordan, they bring them to Israel to go to the Hadassah's hospital. Doesn't matter. But the Jews are evil. They're occupying. I ask a question. How many Jews got up in the morning and decided to strap themselves with some explosives and walked into a bus to blow up a bunch of people? Yet they're accused of being the aggressor. The same lies perpetrated against the Jewish people again. The world doesn't seem to care. The newspapers and the radio, there was a cover of Time magazine a few weeks ago. It says, Israel doesn't want peace. People are accusing Jews of apartheid. Lies. Inverting everything. True, Israel has an army. But the Jewish people, as smart as they may be, and they don't smarter than anybody else, having an army, it's a very small country, a very small army, even though they have sophisticated weapons, cannot survive alone. Certainly people in the Muslim world, they can't depend upon. Most of Europe doesn't care. The only hope for the Jewish people is America. And here too, not everybody is so supportive of Israel. In fact, on university campuses, there are rallies against Israel. There are professors who teach hatred against Israel. I ask you, I plead with you, be the Christians who stand up. Because without you, the fate of Israel is in dire straits. A number of years ago, Pastor Hagee in San Antonio said, we Christians, my congregation, realizes it's evil. We will do something. But he also realized that the only way to really do something is not one congregation at a time. There needs to be a grassroots movement. Christians must unite. Somehow to have their voices heard to stop this evil of destroying the Jewish people again. And so, 6 years ago, thereabouts, he organized a group called Christians United for Israel. And it gives me a great pleasure to introduce a person who is very heavily involved in this organization, and he'll tell you about it. Jeremiah?